Maybe you guys have seen this a time or two if you've tried it, or maybe you've seen a buddy do this. That's probably what a lot of people do. They decel, which means they slow the hands down. They didn't keep the speed up through the ball. A good wide base, we're gonna go over that here in a second. Let's keep the speed up right quick. See if we can just hit a good one here early. That was clipped really well. What is going on? Welcome back into the channel here. I'm your host and golf coach, Ty Finley Golf, and today is lesson number 2 here in our short game series. And of course, it is how to master the flop shot. If you haven't seen lesson number 1, how to make chipping easy, I highly request you go back and watch that one and then join back with us here in lesson number 2. And you may notice a little different backdrop here for today's video. This is Golf Studio 2.0. I wanted a little upgrade here and, you know, a nice backdrop for you guys. But without further ado, let's jump into today's video and how to master the flop shot. There's a few things that you're gonna wanna do when you're hitting a flop shot. Of course, if you are good out of the bunkers, then I guarantee you're probably really good at hitting flop shots. And if you're not so good out of the bunkers, then you might struggle hitting flop shots, but all that's gonna change today. And this lesson will go hand in hand. A little sneak peek into lesson number 3 is going to be how to master your bunker game. But before we get into that, we are focusing on flop shots. And one of the big things that I see a lot of amateurs do is they try to help it up. They jump out of it a lot of times and think just flipping their wrist is what makes it go up. It's actually the opposite. What we're gonna wanna do is form a really good base here. And of course, ball position, all flop shots are usually off of your lead front foot. If you really wanna go high, you can even play it more like off of your big toe, I would say, but you're gonna want to have it in the front of your stance. That is number 1. Step 2 is so crucial. It is having the weight on your lead leg. If you're a righty, on your left leg. If you're a lefty, on to your right leg. Of course, I'm a righty, and if I am stuck back here and then I jump out of it and try to flip it up, I'm probably just gonna blade it, or I'm going to chunk the ball. That is going back to step 2. You want the weight over here. I'm actually going to strike this down. I am here down and releasing through it. But of course, our weight is going to stay on that leg. It never rocks back and then comes back. No, I'm staying 70 to 80, probably 80% on this leg. And then when I swing and release that, my weight's still there, and pretty much all of it at that point is now on to our lead leg. So a quick recap, we want step 1, the ball in the front of our stance, and step number 2, our weight on our lead leg. Now then, what do we have to do to make it go up? Well, of course, we have to do this right here and open the face. Well, I'm gonna give you an example of how not to hit this flop shot right quick. Maybe you guys have seen this a time or two if you've tried it, or maybe you've seen a buddy do this. I have yet to hit a ball, so we're gonna do everything I just said not to do, and that's put the weight back here like a lot of people think. Like I said, that you're gonna wanna stay back here and then help it up. Let's just see how that goes. That's probably what a lot of people do. They decel, which means they slow the hands down. They didn't keep the speed up through the ball and they fell back on it. And as you see there, I didn't quite get it there, which goes to step number 3, and that is you have to keep the speed up. It's hard for people to imagine that this is only a 25-yard shot, and yet I'm swinging this with the speed of, if I'm probably hitting this 60, 70 yards. The difference is the open face, of course, is going to take off 50, 60% of this shot, if not 70%. The more open I go is the more I'm taking off of this shot. So Now let's try and hit one really good one right here. Let's see if we can go ball in the front of our stance, weight on our lead leg, a good wide base. We're gonna go over that here in a second. Let's keep the speed up right quick and see if we can just hit a good one here early. That was clipped really well. I would be very excited with that shot. Contact was really good. So up to this point, we have ball in the front of our stance, weight on our lead leg, and keeping the speed up through the ball. You do not want to decel. It's the worst thing that you can do. Out of all that, I would say you could get away with not having your weight on your front leg, or maybe not having it as far up. But if you decel, it's game over, and just nothing good's ever gonna come out of quitting on the shot. So now, number 4. This, to me, is also something that I see a lot of amateurs do. With chipping, we want the shaft forward, right? If I'm chipping this shot, I'm gonna go boom, 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 boom. And I'm wanting to return this shaft back to the ball like I started. I started here, and then that's where I want to end. Well, with flop shots, if I am trying to open it, but I have this forward pressed, I don't want it to end there, because where's the ball gonna go? Over there. So let's try that right quick and give you an example of why you don't want it forward pressed too much. Watch how far right this is probably gonna go. Look at that. If I tried to keep that angle, where's the face pointed? Way right. Or if you're lefty, way left. So this is what you're gonna want to do. Let's grab another ball here. This to me is the secret sauce. This one is the one out of it all. You wanna do all these steps, but this is the step that you're gonna want to make sure you pay attention to. When I set up, we're going through it all. Ball in the front of my stance, weight on the front leg. Also, you are gonna wanna always aim a little left of the pin if you're righty, right of the pin if you're lefty. Why? Because the face is open. It's gonna naturally kind of fall that way because the face is open, right? So we're of course gonna make sure that we do that. But this is the secret sauce. So we got everything here. I feel good over this. Look at where this club is. If anything, it's the complete opposite. Here for a chip, here for a flop. I have it, if anything, pointed at my right armpit, right shoulder. Why? I want to return the club back to this spot at impact. This is huge. This step and the next. So these two are gonna go hand in hand. I want it, if anything, tilted back. Why? Because I want to release it back here with the open face, and that is what's gonna make it go up, right? If you've ever seen Tiger Woods, I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen Tiger, but he does these like really dramatic. He calls it feel versus real, where he's rehearsing this movement right here, where he feels like he's letting it out back here, and then the club's coming in with the open face, and it's already been done all back here. Now, it doesn't look always like this. Again, it's feel versus real, but that's what he's feeling. That's what I'm feeling in this. So let's see what this does. Let's see how high we can hit this now with our step here. Look at how high that went and soft that landed. I started the club, what? Back here, and I felt as if I released it all back here and then just drove it through, kept the speed up. Imagine like you're lighting a match. Light the match. How would you light a match? You would go real fast movement, right? You wouldn't just go, it's not gonna light, right? So imagine coming in and we're not gonna light the match, and it's just like, ball's not gonna go anywhere, right? But come in like this, that ball is gonna go straight up and then straight down. That is how you master the flop. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a down the line view here For the most part of the video, we're gonna go face on, but like Phil Mickelson said in so many videos, he says to hit a flop shot really good, really crispy, we have to strike down on it. This is a mat. This is a very tight lie. And if you can hit a flop shot off this, trust me, you can hit a flop shot off of about anything. We're gonna go back through all our steps here. Ball in front of the stance, weight on our front leg. We are of course gonna strike the match and not decel on it. Our club is going to be pointed back at our trail shoulder. Our face is open, and of course, we are going to strike down on it. Let's see if Phil is right. Bout took the flag out. I'm telling you guys, it works every time. So I know I just then said that number 5 and 6 was gonna go together. Number 5, as we just seen, was making sure that the club, if anything, is pointed towards the reverse, the opposite shoulder armpit. But number 2 is striking down. Remember what we talked about in step 1, how a lot of people feel like they want their weight over here on the opposite side and they try to help it up and they kind of jump at it. We're gonna do the opposite. Imagine this club's right here and I'm just gonna have the force driving it through. I'm gonna let go with this finger. Watch what this is gonna do. That was all the centrifugal force on its own doing that. That's what I'm feeling. I'm pulling it down the handle and releasing it, but I'm striking down. I am going to hit right behind this ball, but we are going to strike down. We're not gonna hit up on it. So what are we gonna do? We're going to put it in the front of our stance. Weight on our lead leg. We are going to make sure that we keep the speed through the ball. Do not decel. Of course, we are going to make sure that we're aimed a little left of the pin for a righty. We're gonna make sure that our club is pointed towards our trail shoulder, and we are going to strike down on this ball. Let's see how this goes. That was really high and really good. I know it went a little past the pin, but I mean, that's a safe shot. I would not be too disappointed with that. We definitely got it over, and we give ourselves a putt to save a par, or maybe even to make a birdie on a par 5. But a lot of people, like I said, let's go back right quick and do it how we're not supposed to do it. I'm going to go with all my weight on the back trail leg and decel this and kind of stand up and flip it, and let's see what happens. That's what you see a lot of amateurs do. Maybe that is something you have been doing and you're like, man, how do I do that? Once again, go back through this video, go through every step, but I really feel like the secret sauce is not having the shaft so far forward, having it the opposite back here and striking down, keeping the speed up, and you too can hit flop shots like this. Folks, if you enjoyed this lesson today on mastering the flop shot, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you think of Golf Studio 2.0, what you thought of these tips, and go work on this at your local course, on your simulator, in your backyard even. God bless you guys, and we'll catch you in the next video for lesson number 3. See you guys. Right quick, we're going to do step number 2, the opposite, and that's put the weight back here like a lot of people think. Like I said, that you're gonna wanna stay back here and then help it up. Let's just see how that goes. Now I might still can hit this decent, but it's probably not gonna go well. And I have somehow actually, okay, I'm not sure how I done that. That should have actually been, whoops.